Hi there, it's Asia. Do you know that there are just a few topics that each IELTS speaking exam begins with? In this video, I'm gonna talk about one of them, your hometown. I'll show you sample answers and give you some useful vocabulary to help you improve your answers. There is also a PDF guide where you can find questions and sample answers for the other topics. Okay? Let's get started! First of all, what is a hometown? That's a place where you were born or lived as a child. I've been living in London for 10 years, but this is not my hometown. Actually, I have two. I was born in Almaty and grew up mainly in Bishkek, so I can talk about either. If you're in a similar situation, just choose one to keep it simple. The first question is, are you from a town or a village? Listen to this answer and think if it's a good one. I was born in Almaty, the largest city in Kazakhstan with a population of about 2 million people. Almaty served as the capital of Kazakhstan in the past, and it's still its main commercial and cultural center, benefiting from its location along the ancient Silk Road. Can you feel that something is wrong? That it didn't sound natural? Well, that's because this answer sounds like a Wikipedia article because it is the Wikipedia article. I just copied it. That won't do. You'll be penalized for using memorized answers because they don't show your English, they show your memory. So give an answer you would normally give in real life. I could say, I'm from a city called Almaty. It's the former capital of Kazakhstan. Or here's another option. I'm from a small village called Teke in South Kazakhstan. And that's enough. In these two examples, I directly answered the question and then gave a bit more information to explain where it is. There will be questions where you can say more, so don't feel the pressure to just talk a lot all the time. The next question is, what is your hometown like? Okay, so here I can say more. It's quite a large and modern city of over 2 million people. It's growing fast because many people move there to work or study. I like its hustle and bustle. The city is located in the foothills of the Alatau Mountains, which means that the views are beautiful and we can easily go hiking in summer and skiing in winter. Here are a few useful phrases. Hustle and bustle. That's all the noise and activity we associate with a busy city. You may love the hustle and bustle of living in the city center, but then require a break from all this hustle and bustle. You can also talk about a bustling city or neighborhood. That's the one that is full of people moving around. Okay. What kinds of public transport are there in your hometown? There are buses, electrical trolley buses and trams, and one metro line which took about 20 years to build. That's definitely not enough for such a large city, and as a result, most people use cars and traffic congestion is a major problem. So, public transport is British and public transportation is American. And it includes buses, trains, taxis, and so on. If you live in a small village, there may be no public transport. You can travel by public transport. Traffic congestion. That's when there are so many cars on the roads that they move very slowly. And a traffic jam is when cars stop in one particular place as a result of congestion or a car accident. Next, What are people like in your hometown? I find that people are generally friendly and quite open. I mean, they share personal information with you freely, so it's easy to make friends. But I must admit that not everyone respects the queue, so queue jumping is quite common, which stresses me out. To respect the queue means to wait in line for your turn, and that's what people in the UK do very well. There is even a joke that if you've been waiting for 20 minutes to discover that there is no queue, you're British. Queue jumping is quite rare here. Before we move on to the other questions, I just want to say that you should practice your answers to these questions, but don't learn them by heart to keep them natural. And if you want to work on your speaking skills with a teacher, a great place to do that is Cambly, the sponsor of today's video. It's an online learning platform where you can practice your English with the native speaking teachers at any time that suits you. You can choose a teacher you like or book lessons with different teachers to get used to a variety of accents. You can suggest a topic for your lesson or take IELTS speaking lessons or even a mock speaking test. Lessons start from just 15 minutes a day, twice a week, and you can take them at any time of the day or night. At the moment, you can take one 10-minute class for free. And if you like it, subscribe using the link in the description to get an extra discount. You save the most if you take a 12-month plan. And if you change your mind, you can still cancel your subscription and get a refund. You should definitely consider taking the free lesson while it's available. All the links are in the video description box below. And now, let's continue. You may be asked one of these questions. What is your town known for? Or what is the most interesting part of your town? Or what would you recommend a visitor to see or do in your town? Think what you could say in advance to avoid being caught off guard. Here is my idea. On the outskirts of Almaty, there is an outdoor skating rink called Medeo. It's famous because of its high altitude, and it's even hosted some international competitions. I think it's definitely worth seeing even for people who don't skate because the views from there are simply breathtaking. On the outskirts of the city, that's near the edge of the city, far from the city center. To be worth seeing, that's a good phrase. Breathtaking. That's something that is so beautiful that it takes your breath away. A breathtaking view is a common collocation. What kinds of jobs do people in your town or village do? That's a common question, but quite a tough one. Even people who speak English very well may find it difficult to answer it. You can actually see a mock speaking exam with this question linked in the description. So here is what I would say. I suppose that most people work in manufacturing. I know that there are some big factories in Almaty. Others work in small businesses, such as shops and restaurants. Also, Almaty is known as the financial center of Kazakhstan, which means that some of the country's largest banks and the stock exchange are based in the city. When you're talking about your city or village, you can start by saying that most people work in manufacturing, agriculture, fishing, hospitality, the services industry. Just choose the ones that suit you. Usually, a lot of people work in small and medium-sized businesses, such as shops and restaurants. And you can say if there are banks or if there are no banks where you live, and that will basically be enough. Next, Has your hometown changed much since you were a child? A lot. When I see old photographs of Almaty, I can hardly recognize it. It used to be a quiet, medium-sized town, but in recent years, big developments have sprung up like mushrooms. The city center is now dominated by glass and concrete offices and big shopping malls. I think the city has almost doubled in size in the last 20 years and has completely changed its appearance. Okay, it used to be. That's something you can say when something was true in the past, but it's not true anymore. It used to be a quiet town. To spring up like mushrooms, that means to grow very quickly, and that's a common idiom to talk about buildings. Glass and concrete offices, shopping malls. To double in size, that means to become twice larger. And basically, this question is a great opportunity to use the perfect tense. It has doubled in size, or it hasn't changed much. Next, would you say it's a good place to live? And why? There are a lot of great things about living in Almaty. I like its climate, the hot sunny summers and snowy winters. I also think that Almaty's universities are the best in the country, and the city offers good work opportunities. However, traffic congestion and the related air pollution are big problems for those living there. So you can talk about great and limited job opportunities, traffic congestion, and, of course, air pollution. Right now, you can download the PDF guide with the sample answers from this video and answers to other topics used at the beginning of IELTS speaking exams right here. And don't forget to check out Cambly if you'd like to practice your English with a native speaking teacher. Thank you so much for watching me today. Good luck with your preparation and your exam. Bye!